Videos contradict Trump administration account of ICE shooting in Minneapolis. And surprise, surprise, what do they say? In the video, they say the officer was not struck. They say that he was clear of the vehicle, then he shot her. It's a lie. So I'm going to play the video from the New York Times and show you exactly what they said. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of things. First, we have this video, which of course we showed yesterday, but I want to play as much as I can to make sure everybody understands what was actually going on. I'm going to play this for you now, and then I'm going to do a quick analysis before we get into the bulk of the story. All right, so the quick analysis. First, the officer who does the shooting is standing to the right front of the vehicle. The SUV reverses with its wheels pointed leftward, making it curve to the right. At the same time, the officer looks like he makes about a step to his right. This aligns both of them in one direction. It's not a question of why was the officer standing in front of the car. The car turned and it put him in front of the vehicle. Then, the most important part, while the wheels are aimed leftward, they spin out. There you go. We've showed it a million times. Here's the front tire spinning on ice before accelerating straight forward briefly. This is an officer hearing an engine rev, not seeing the tires, and the car jerks forward a little bit. He then draws the gun, and most importantly, the vehicle makes contact with him. How do we know? Quite simply, when you see the officer's feet, his leg right here, slide across the ground. See his feet sliding? It's unless he jumped and slid his feet back, which is not what happened. The vehicle made contact with him, which you've already seen in other videos, and then he shoots. Now, before I show you the New York Times video, I want to show you this video. Viewer discretion is advised. A female officer in Baltimore standing much in the same place as this ICE agent with her gun drawn.
As the Jeep continued to advance, Officer Caprio got off one shot. WJZ won't show the rest, but a somber jury saw and heard Amy Caprio dying from massive crushing injuries.
In this video, a video that's going viral, she's standing at about the same angle to the right of the front of the vehicle, gun drawn, and she dies in a second, getting crushed by the criminal. Now that you understand that, here's what the New York Times is presenting, and watch how they speed things up. Warning, the video includes graphic info.
On Wednesday, in Minneapolis, a federal agent fatally shot a motorist, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good. Trump administration officials said these were, quote, defensive shots fired because the officer was being run over.
And a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over.
But our analysis of bystander footage, filmed from different angles, appears to show the agent was not in the path of the victim's SUV when he fired 3 shots at close range.
Now, I want to point a few things out. The language the New York Times is using is carefully chosen and edited to manipulate you. When they say run over. Now, the first thing I'll do is criticize the Trump administration and Trump himself, which I did yesterday, for saying he was run over, which is not correct. And as predicted, it's being weaponized by the left to claim Trump's a liar. But outside of that, I can explain how they are lying. They combine 2 distinct statements, that the individual was trying to run him over and that he wasn't in the path. This is a non sequitur. The vehicle, as we've already shown, accelerated towards the officer with its wheels pointed slightly left, putting the officer in reasonable fear of being run over, for which DHS said she tried to run him over. After he draws his weapon, the wheels then turn to the right. So these are distinct. Him not being in the path has nothing to do with whether or not she tried to run him over.
Victim's SUV when he fired 3 shots at close range. Here's how events unfolded.
Let's skip ahead to the first part of the shooting, actually.
Then, federal vehicles start moving toward the maroon SUV, with sirens and lights blaring. A federal agent films the scene on his phone. The driver rolls forward slightly, turning left, then stops and waits for others to go ahead. Two agents exit this silver pickup and walk toward the vehicle. Moments later, shots are fired. Let's look at the scene again more closely.
You hear him say, get out of the car.
This is the agent who shoots the driver. He walks around the car filming and disappears from view. Other agents pull up and order the driver to exit her vehicle.
Several times.
One of them grabs at the door handle and reaches inside. The SUV reverses, then turns right, apparently attempting to leave.
Now,
Flee the scene.
But you see what he's doing?
Yeah.
He's skipping over what everyone can see, the tires here.
Turns right, apparently attempting
Skid forward. The officer in front can't see what the woman is doing. And in a split second, as he draws his weapon, the wheels then begin to turn right. I believe the woman saw the gun and jerked the wheel to the right.
to leave. At the same time, the agent filming crosses toward the left of the vehicle and grabs his gun.
Because the
He
vehicle
opens fire
accelerated
on
towards
the
him.
motorist and continues shooting as she drives past. The moment the agent fires, he is standing here, to the left of the SUV.
Oh, wow.
And the
Yep.
wheels are pointing to the right,
That's so
away from
dishonest.
the agent.
And they stop it. And they don't.
This appears to conflict with allegations that the SUV was ramming or about to ram the officer.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
These people are evil. That's why, you know what I did? The reason why I showed you the video before this one, it's information vaccination. Because you'd watch this and you'd hear this and you'd process it. But when you actually look at the video in slow motion, we can see a few things. He's in front of the vehicle. We can see that while his feet are here, his feet slide.
Yeah.
Sliding because the vehicle made contact with him. More importantly, this part right here is the tires spin. See the wheels spinning? That's the car about to ram him, but because of the ice, it's unable to. I don't believe the woman was trying to run an agent over. I think she was trying to escape and didn't care if she did.
Yep.
President Trump and others said the
Here's where it
federal
gets juicy.
agent was hit by the SUV,
And
often
he
pointing
was.
to another video filmed from a different angle. And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck by the SUV.
Okay, wait. This is very, very important. I got to play this for you again. I want you to absorb what the man is saying.
And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck
Reject
by
the evidence of
SUV.
your eyes and ears.
I'm sorry, I need to play this again because this is very important. People hear exactly what he is saying.
And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck by the SUV.
It does look like the agent is being struck by the SUV. Now, do you believe the New York Times will come out and say he was not struck by the SUV? He casted doubt as to whether or not he was by saying it looks like he was. Certainly, it does look like he was. And he slides on the ground because he was. He wasn't run over. He wasn't critically injured, but he was hit by the SUV, and I would call it minor. Now listen to what the New York Times says next.
But when we synchronize it with the first clip, we can see the agent is not being run over. And
We can see the agent is not being run over. Now, hold on. This is a classic planned manipulation technique for sales and persuasion. Assumptive language. He said two different things, okay?
hit by the SUV. This appears to conflict. Trump and others said the federal agent was hit by the SUV,
Hit by and run over are completely different.
often pointing to another video filmed from a different angle. And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck by the
Being
SUV.
struck.
But when we synchronize it with the first clip, we can see the agent is not being run over.
Run over. He has presented two distinct, unrelated situations to trick people who don't understand. He said it looks like he's being hit, but upon inspection, he's not being run over. Well, that's true. He's not being run over. But the point of phrasing it that way is so that the general public will think in their mind, the dots they connect is he actually was not hit at all.
In fact, his feet are positioned away from the SUV. The SUV crashes into a white car parked down the road.
What the?
A bystander runs toward the collision.
Now, the reason why we cover things like this, it is not an accident. This was intentional. They wrote these things down and crafted this language intentionally to manipulate you. I want to show you this context as well from the New York Post. ICE agent who opened fire on Renee Good was dragged and hospitalized by a illegal migrant driver last year. I don't know if we have we do. Here's the image of the ICE agent. I believe this is, they're giving the guy's name. ICE agent opened fire, was hospitalized. And then this photo says, a photo shared by CBS Minnesota showed ICE agent Jonathan Ross laid in a hospital bed displaying his arms, once covered in blood from deep gashes. The presumption is, yeah. So they released his name, I guess. This guy had gotten 33 stitches and been dragged 330 feet previously when in a similar situation. ICE has faced several terror attacks over the past year. I don't believe this one was intending to kill anybody. I just believe she didn't care if she rammed him in her escape. She did strike him. The New York Times, they are activists, they are liars, and I tell you how deep this runs. The guy speaking didn't just write this, record it, and publish it. It went through legal. It went through their editorial department, and I'm sure he's got a couple other people who worked on it. In fact, I bet there's credits. Here we go. Let's see the credits. How do you get rid of this stupid thing? You can't? There we go. Devin Lum, Robin Stein, Ainara Tieflenthaler, Tieflenthaler's editor, Courtney Brooks, and Mark Scheffler. All of these people coordinated the exact message to trick the public into thinking ICE murdered a woman for no reason. And the most egregious point, of course, is when he says, it does look like the officer was hit, but upon closer inspection, he wasn't run over. Now, people are going to hear that and think, whoa, he wasn't actually hit, because they're manipulating you. That's the game they're playing.
I mean, this has become boilerplate.